Hey everyone, hope you have been well. This is Jesse here. It has been a long while since we uploaded a new vlog to our channel. In today's vlog, I will share with you what we have been up to since returning to Amsterdam after our most recent trip. Late spring and summer in Amsterdam is a great time to stay in town and just hang out in the city, and that's exactly what we did. Recently, I also had a little break from work because I switched jobs, and during that time, we were blessed with beautiful weather so that we got to experience Amsterdam in the best way possible. So let's get right into it. On the same day, we came back from our recent trip in Split, Croatia.
You probably watched our Croatia vlog. We came back this morning at around 1 p.m. and then we just hung out, and then we're actually going to a concert tonight. So we're on the NDSM ferry ride to get to the Noord, one of the, I don't even know which stop this is called. Do you remember?
It's the F3 ferry ride. I will put the name of the ferry ride on.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Tolhuistuin concert hall, and we're watching an indie band today. She's a singer called Eloise. I really like her. Jesse's gonna be the first time listening to her music, so we'll see if he enjoys it. But yeah, I mean, that was like a 2-second ride, so we're already there. Let's get into the concert. Concert's over. It's still bright out. It was only an hour long, maybe hour tops. Cause she's very, very new artist. I think literally she had her first EP maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. She has literally 2 tiny albums. So I don't know, I really enjoyed it. Did you like it?
Yeah, I like her voice. I recognized a few songs you played yesterday in the car.
Yeah, I showed him some music while we were on our trip to Croatia. But yeah, you guys should check her out. She's called Eloise, and yeah, if you like jazzy, folksy, alternative, kind of relaxing R&B kind of music, then she might be up your alley.
On one of the Friday nights in May, we had a double date with 2 of our friends. After dinner, we decided to watch an improv and comedy show which was held at Boom Chicago in the Jordan area. This was a super fun time, and if you're looking for great date options with your partner, this is a good one indeed. And of course, if you're wondering, Boom Chicago offers a lot of their improv and comedy shows in English for those of you who don't speak Dutch like us. And one more thing, we don't recommend accepting any invitation from the venue host to sit at the front of the venue, or this will happen to you. You will literally become part of the comedy show.
I'm in the middle of switching companies right now.
You're in the middle of... So Jesse has been fired. Cheryl, what do you do?
I work with female entrepreneurs.
You work with female entrepreneurs. All right, interesting. I don't know if you noticed. I am female. Okay.
As you are probably well aware, there is a big biking culture in Amsterdam. It's just part of life for Dutch people in Holland. In fact, more than 1/4 of all trips made by Dutch residents on a daily basis are traveled by bicycle. And especially now with the weather getting warmer and nicer with longer sunny days, it's just a joy to explore Amsterdam by bicycle. It's a better way to see the city in more detail than you would by car, an awesome way to discover new cafes and restaurants around the corner of small streets, and just a fun way to people watch. As well, biking is a low impact physical activity if you want to get some exercise. For us, especially on the weekends, we enjoy biking because we kind of let the biking guide us for the day. We'll start off by grabbing coffee somewhere, and then we will continue biking and then stumble upon random pit stops. For example, in this case, we've stopped at an arcade bar to have some drinks and to play some arcade games before heading home. What we have also been doing with the warmer weather is playing tennis outside at nearby parks. People are often surprised at how long we have been together as a couple. 12 years dating, 4 years married. We're often asked what our secret is as a couple. Well, we don't have all the answers, but if we were to offer one relationship wisdom right now, it is important for couples to have their own hobbies, but at the same time, it's also important to have shared hobbies together. On the topic of tennis, fun fact, Cheryl used to play on our high school tennis team, so she has some game. Whereas for me, I never played tennis until we moved to Amsterdam, so I'm quite the newbie at the sport. But luckily, I have a great coach to teach me. In mid-May, this was when I had my full week off from work because I was switching jobs. More on that in a bit. One of the things we did was attend a country show at the Melkweg venue in the Westerpark area, which is the popular area in Amsterdam for bars, restaurants, and nightlife. The country artist we saw that night was Fred Aldridge. Yes, in case you didn't know, I'm a big country music fan. This actually surprises a lot of people. Country music is probably my most listened to genre of all the music genres I listen to. And as country music fans, it's really cool when North American stars come to play in Amsterdam because they end up playing in smaller venues like the Melkweg, which only holds approximately 1,000 people. This is compared to the big stadium venues that country stars typically sell out in Canada and the US. So when it's at smaller venues like the Melkweg, it is quite nice because it is so much more intimate. Since it was my week off in between jobs, we decided to hang out at the beach for one of the days at Zandvoort. Zandvoort Beach is one of the most famous beach resorts in the Netherlands, approximately 30 to 40 minutes away from Amsterdam City. It is also the home to the Zandvoort Formula 1 racetrack if you're an F1 fan, in which we will both be attending later this year in September. Both of us will be wearing our black to support the Silver Arrows team, so go Lewis Hamilton. On this day, we grabbed lunch at a restaurant called Hippie Fish, where we hung out for almost the whole afternoon. I remember one of our conversations, Cheryl and I were talking about how I was feeling about the upcoming new job, the whole process of switching jobs, because it was kind of a sudden change for me. In case you didn't know, I work in the tech industry as a software product manager and was working for a Dutch startup the past year. I was recently approached by another Dutch company in March to apply for one of their product manager roles with them. Within the span of 2 weeks or less, completing multiple rounds of interviews, I was offered a new job, and ultimately, I decided to take the job because it was a good opportunity for me to pursue in my career. In general, we both reflected on how our careers have progressed since we graduated from university many years ago in Vancouver, Canada. We were both proud of each other's career accomplishments, for me diving into the software product management field in tech, and Cheryl becoming, obviously, a girl boss running her own branding and design studio called Made on Sundays. Through hard work and perseverance, we were both able to build careers that allowed us to work remotely and live abroad. Of course, it's not all hard work. We've also had great support from each other, from others who has come and go in our life, and we've also received some good fortune and luck along the way. So we're definitely not taking for granted the kind of life we have built over here in Amsterdam. Hanging out at the beach on a random Wednesday afternoon was quite a unique experience. For one, we don't do this very often unless we're on a holiday. I could definitely get used to this. Perhaps I need to plan for a early retirement. And of course, there was a little bit of productivity this afternoon as Cheryl did a little bit of work for her business and I caught up on some readings. We stopped by Ikea in Haarlem on the way home from Zandvoort Beach. With the warmer weather, we picked up some new furniture to set up our outdoor balcony. Typically, we would rent a car from one of the car sharing apps when we would make these Ikea trips, but we didn't plan on making a pit stop at Ikea. It was a spur of the moment decision. So here's me carrying and lounging new Ikea furniture on public transportation. We shared in previous vlogs that we bought a new home in Amsterdam last year, and although we have finished moving in and finished setting everything up, there is always something to do for the home, the never-ending cycle of being a homeowner. Both of us are not the most handy people in the world, but since living together for many years and being homeowners now, it has forced us to flex our muscles to become a little more handy. Here we are, drilling into the wall at home to add things like jacket hooks and wall shelves to put up artwork and photos. We also ordered a new sofa bed because we have some guests visiting us from home in Canada in the upcoming rest of the year. We wanted to get something that looked nice that can be used as a lounger in our studio room that Cheryl uses for her office, and at the same time, the sofa bed also had to be comfortable for our guests. The one that we ended up getting came with a tatami mattress, and our most recent guest Ivan freaking loved the mattress when he stayed with us recently. Also, Cheryl really wanted me to include these clips of us putting together an Ikea shelf that she bought off Facebook Marketplace for only $50, where the retail price at Ikea was over €100. She's super proud of the deal that she got, so let's have a moment where we give her some kudos. Good job, Cheryl. Whenever we don't have social plans or have anything to do around the house, we try out new coffee bars. By the way, no offense to the Dutch people who watch our channel, but it's quite annoying that the Dutch have ruined the phrase coffee shop. Because when you say coffee shop around here, locals automatically think you went to smoke weed at a coffee shop that sells specifically marijuana. For the record, the real definition of a coffee shop is a place where you can drink real coffee and eat some tasty pastries. Anyways, on this day, Cheryl and I were talking about our next trip back home to visit Canada. This was coming up in a few weeks. As you may have seen already in a previous video of ours, we visited home in Vancouver back in December, which was half a year ago during the Christmas holidays. This time, we're going back because my best friend back home is getting married and I have the honor of being his best man. I was catching up with Cheryl on the preparation I was doing for my best friend's wedding, from things like planning his bachelor party and what I want to say in my best man speech. I'm super fired up for my best friend's wedding. The crazy thing is that when I left Vancouver 3 years ago to move to Amsterdam, my best friend wasn't even dating. Since I've left, and during the course of COVID and the pandemic, he started dating the girl of his dream and fell in love. Outside of the wedding activities, Cheryl and I were planning out which restaurants to eat at when we're back in Vancouver, especially all of the Asian food. And of course, we were excited to see our parents and family. Yes, we only did see them 6 months ago, but in life, nothing is guaranteed, and tomorrow is definitely not guaranteed. So any opportunity to see our parents and family who raised us both growing up is always a pleasure and time well spent. When the weather gets warm in Amsterdam, that means festival season is around the corner. The first festival this weekend we attended was the Champagne Festival at Rembrandtpark, which occurs once a year in late May, and you need to buy admission tickets to get into the event. This festival had a lot of different champagnes from the Champagne region in France and various different food trucks. In general, it's just a nice and chill festival to gather your friends together for a good day or night out. As an expat living in the Netherlands, one observation that I have about the Dutch culture, or more specifically about the Dutch drinking culture, is that of course people love to drink, and they drink a lot indeed. But people in general around here can really handle their alcohol quite well. Compared to other cities in the world, minus your typical football hooligans, there's far less drunken debauchery in the Netherlands. Literally the next day of the same weekend, we went to the food truck festival over at Westerpark. For this event, it is free admission. Due to COVID, I think this was the first time the event was held since 2019, so it has been a while since this event has occurred. It was overwhelmingly busy on this day. There were so many food trucks here, different types of cuisines from different parts of the world.
What did we order?
A pork belly sandwich.
Ooh, I see it coming. And we got biltong as well.
Enjoy it, man.
Thank you. Oh wow. Wow, 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 wow. That looks amazing. Some risotto balls. So what flavors do we get? Truffle something?
Truffle, there was a like mozzarella and tomato.
And what's the last one?
Spinach? Okay. Good call.
Oh, spinach
Yeah, I
and
can't
gorgonzola.
Oh yeah, they're on the board.
There it is.
Yeah, truffle, mushroom,
Bam.
spinach gorgonzola,
That
tomato
looks
mozzarella.
good. Get in. I want the truffle one. Do we know? That looks like spinach. I think this might be truffle.
My tip for you, if you can, go with a group of friends so you can try a variety of different foods like we did.
There goes Jesse with him and his race bike. Looking fast. Keep going. Oh, okay.
It's June and we leave for Canada in 3 weeks time, and we went out with friends in Amsterdam to eat all the Asian food, spanning from dim sum to Korean barbecue. I guess we were just too eager the way to eat Asian food back home in Vancouver.
You enjoy the Korean barbecue? You loved it? Did you like it?
Loved it.
How much did you love it?
Oh no, I know what this is. No. I saw
It was so good. I thought it was great.
One of the last things we did before our trip back home to Canada was to attend our first music festival of the summer. We attended the Pleinvrees festival, which was held at NDSM in Amsterdam Noord. This is the same location where they have the outdoor flea market once a month. And I know I've said this before, and we have attended concerts and music festivals in this new COVID world. But it's worth saying again that it's such a great feeling to be able to have these large events like music festivals where people from different backgrounds come together to have a good time. In the last couple of years, COVID has taken a lot from us, and it's great to see many people living their life again. I remember at some point in 2020, it was hard to imagine a world with music festivals and sporting events, given how serious the pandemic has been. So a little shout out here to recognize all of the medical professionals and first-line responders around the world who helped us get through these tough times. About the event, if you were to ask me which DJs were performing at this festival, I wouldn't be able to tell you. My main music genres are country music, hip-hop, and R&B, and although I listen to some electronic music, they're predominantly mainstream DJs, and this festival had less mainstream DJs. Despite that, it's always nice to discover and listen to new artists for the first time, and I definitely enjoyed the music at this festival. Our friends were very passionate with the DJs, so for the most part, we just tagged along to have a great time, and a great one we had indeed. And that's a wrap, folks. I hope you enjoyed our latest Life in Amsterdam vlog. Please stay tuned for our next vlog, which will share with you our next trip back home to Vancouver. The last time in Vancouver, you saw us freezing our butts off in the cold winter weather during the holidays. But this time, you will see Vancouver in peak hot summer weather, the best time to visit Vancouver in my opinion. Until then, thanks for watching, stay safe and well, and if you've enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. We make videos to share our travels around Europe, and we also create videos to help expats who are interested in moving to Amsterdam. See you next time.